Hi Niyamat, how are you?
Hi, great to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So tell me, who are you?
So I think I'm a person who.
What motivates you to be who you are?
Well, I think it's important
What
to
do
set
you
a
stand
goal.
for? What do you stand against?
I don't know.
What are your values? So what classes are you going to take in college? Where were you the night of April 29th, 2010?
I don't know. Watching TV?
What are your plans for the next 37 and a half years? What was the topic of your thesis?
I haven't written one yet.
What will be the topic of your thesis?
I
Why was your homework late in 5th grade?
I don't know.
What are some of your favorite brands? Nike? Apple? Coca Cola? Why do you like them though? Sure, you enjoy their products, but what makes you choose them over dozens of other prominent brands? Perhaps you find it trustworthy, or maybe you resonate with the story of the business and how it's risen despite obstacles. Or maybe it just brings back warm memories. Brands with their characteristic product design and elaborate marketing make you feel a certain way. But wait, why should you care about the mind tricks that make you reach for a bag of Doritos every time you see them? You're watching this to get into college. Welcome back to another episode of your friendly neighborhood college counselor, here to simplify college admissions for you. Before we move on, do be sure to hit subscribe and like this video for more such content. Now, if you take a step back and you really look at the college admissions process, you'll find that is no more than an exercise in marketing yourself, in projecting the right combination of compassion, empathy, trustworthiness, competence, passion, intellect. So much of professional and personal success depends on you persuading others of your value. You have to do this when you apply for jobs or vie for leadership positions. For better or for worse, in today's world, everyone is a brand, and you need to develop yours and get comfortable marketing it. Here's a little bit about brand building. We form opinions about brands in the same way that we do about people. Social psychologists describe this evaluation using two categories of perception: warmth and competence. Research shows that 80% of our emotions and behavior towards other people and businesses are driven by these two factors. And in today's world, we become devoted to certain companies and even products and have high degrees of loyalty based on these two factors. So what can we learn from marketing strategies of the top brands, from Mercedes to Amazon, about cultivating a deep sense of loyalty and connection with our consumers? In this case, admissions officers regarding our applications. Now, I'd like to give you some examples of how students have built their specific human brands to market themselves the most effectively they can to their respective universities. So, starting with one student who actually got accepted to the University of Pennsylvania's Jerome Fisher Management and Technology program. This student's brand was the following: a bioengineer integrating the principles of engineering and public health to create low-cost, affordable, and accessible healthcare solutions that can be scaled. She started by developing a solution for glaucoma, which is the leading cause of blindness worldwide. She developed a highly sophisticated AI model trained on retinal images to diagnose glaucoma to an accuracy of 95%. She didn't stop there though. She went on to attend a competitive summer program at Wharton called MNTSI. There she engineered CAF-CAP, an impulse management cap hat, controlling caffeine intake by utilizing a responsive locking lid. She built this using Arduino, motion sensors, and various forms of robotics to demonstrate her technical competence in the field of engineering. And finally, she was the co-founder of Project Red, a menstrual health awareness campaign and accessibility campaign to bring sanitary hygiene products to underprivileged girls and women across India. She was able to impact over 6,000 girls in Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, and more. She went on to even publish research on the effectiveness of these menstrual hygiene campaigns, exploring the impact of it using pre- and post-intervention surveys. She went on to conduct pad distribution drives and raised 3.5 lakh rupees. She wanted to go further and really explore her engineering creativity. So she built a pad vending machine, which she installed in 18 different centers, including in schools and women's barrack of a district jail. All of these activities put together synthesized into her very clear brand, where upon evaluation of her entire activity list and application, a reader gets an instant impact of her being a biotechnology leader in the space of public health, and specifically women's health. Here's another example of a really impactful and interesting student brand that they built. So this student considered himself a techie Tarzan, harnessing biomimicry-based technology to bring humanity closer to its environment. Now, this student was a through and through wildlife fanatic. He started by interning as a safari guide for over 15 safaris, guiding people through the jungle and tracking paw prints and animal calls to help find them. He even used his love of photography to develop a beautiful calendar of all his wildlife portraits that he ended up selling to raise money for his cause. Given his passion for robotics, he invented Move, an IoT-enabled device to prevent animal intrusion on farms. This used ultrasound technology and LDR and emitted an ultrasound alarm to alert an animal when they were intruding on farms. This benefited farmers by preventing crop damage from animal trampling and also benefited animals by downplaying and minimizing human-wildlife conflict. He even published his proof of concept and deployed his device on 12 Jaipur farms. Moreover, he published a paper on the impact of human activities on wildlife corridors, which he conducted under the tutelage of an IIT professor. Moreover, he engaged in the comparative behavioral, morphological, ecological, and geospatial mapping of leopards in the regions of Ranthambore National Park and Chalana Reserve Forest. Throughout this, he analyzed the behavior, morphology, and ecology of leopards in their different habitats. This paper was truly inspired by his passion for wildlife and conservation. As you can see, each one of these student brands really exudes their passion, what they care deeply about, and what they're interested in. It also really highlighted their intellectual curiosity and rigor to be able to execute such projects and implement them in their respective communities. Both of these student brands were so compelling that a school like the University of Pennsylvania, one of the top Ivy Leagues, really wanted them on their campus to enrich their campus community and infuse the environment with tons of intellectual inspiration. Now that we've discussed these examples of student brands and how they were used in the college admissions process, how will you find your human brand? Now, effective personal branding requires a ton of introspection. That's because your brand isn't just created, it's discovered, it's unearthed from within you. So in this process, you'll need to ask yourself the tough questions about what you really stand for and what you care about at your core. Who are you? What motivates you to be who you are? What is your unique value proposition? Or in marketing terms, your USP. There are 6 drivers of your personal brand on which you can focus: values, passions, superpowers, differentiators, purpose, and goals. For each of these components, spend time on getting clear on what your USP really is. Now, you're probably wondering, this sounds like a lot of work. Why does it actually help me in my college admissions process? Like a corporate brand, the personal brand is meant to distill everything you stand for into a cohesive identity that can be grasped at a glance. Sure, of course, every person is very complex, but admissions officers only have a small amount of time to spend learning on each prospective student. So the smart student, you, will boil down key aspects of yourself into your personal brand and sell that to college admissions officers. Identifying the key aspects of yourself may seem like a lifelong project, but unfortunately, college applicants don't have that kind of time. One disclaimer I want to make is that we understand it is an unreasonable expectation for you, an entire complex human being, to distill all of your 17 or 18 years of life into a single brand that captures the incredible vastness of who you are. At the same time, you're only just 17, practically discovering yourself for the first time, and you may be unsure of who you are at your core. In light of this continual evolution of your identity, I completely understand that it is a challenge to try and build your brand. Yet, this is also what they are going to remember about your application, so you might as well try your best to make it count. But know that this brand is by no means set in stone, and it will never be able to dictate who you have to be. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of your friendly neighborhood college counselor. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Share this video with any of your friends who might be thinking about applying to college and who'd want to find their human brand. Stay tuned for next time. See you later. Leave in the comments, what's your human brand? We will reply.